Hi everyone, it's Luna, and today I am going to do a video, and I'm going to need to do it in the long style video because there's a lot to talk about and there's a lot that Luna's going to be getting up to. So to start with, Luna's been through a hell of a time the past couple of years where she's been suffering terribly from bad health. I unfortunately ended up with a stomach problem that crippled me. I still have a touch of it, and I still don't really know what it is. And shortly after that we had Mr. Patchy, which I do have a cream for now, and I'm hoping that it works. And just to top things off, Luna then got a cyst on her shoulder, which has been left. But luckily enough, it is starting to go on its own volition. So touch wood, I don't jinx it, but I am feeling a whole lot better, and I am about to attempt to see if I can do what I used to do, which I absolutely loved, which was my working out. I have always been a health and fitness freak, and sadly I had to give it up when all this started with my stomach. So this morning Luna decided to weigh herself to see what the damage is, as I haven't been able to work out for the past 2.5 years, and I have very guiltily overindulged in sweet treats, which I shouldn't have, as it was all down to feeling sorry for myself for not being able to work out, which is a really bad mindset. Should never do that. But I'm not going to lie to you, I did. I was eating crisps, lemonade again, sweets, which is something that I don't really like, but I did let myself go. So I'm kind of shaking because I've had a bit too much coffee this morning. So today Luna is going to try and do a little bit of her workout. So I'm going to have a little go on my favourite thing, which was my exercise bike, and see if I can do it. I just weighed myself, and luckily enough there isn't too much damage. I'm supposed to be 6 stone, and it's telling me I'm 7 to 7.5 stone. So I'm not very good with maths, so bear with me because I did Google it. So I'm supposed to be 38 kgs, and it says that I'm probably around about 49 to 50 kgs. So that's not a whole lot that I'm going to need to shift. So I can't wait to get started, and it is such a big relief. But here's my workout book, which was my pride and joy back along. So this was like all the workouts that I used to get up to. I had a system, if my camera will focus, where I had Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, and I had all my workouts planned out for that day. And as you can see here, it says payday, but Tuesdays are not my paydays anymore because now I am paid monthly. But yeah, I used to do this. So we used to have Monday warm up and my weights, and 200.05k on the bike. And I used to do yoga. And then we had the same, we had on a Wednesday warm up weights, the same with the bike and Pilates. And I also used to do Shaolin Monk, Qigong and fighting Kung Fu. And then I would have like a day where I do my cleaning and such, because I used to have fish, but unfortunately it became too expensive, so I had to give that up. But I did love having my fish at the time. So we got, this was our first week. Excuse me. And then we'd have week 2, where I'm trying to do this so it doesn't go out of focus, where we used to do all this. This one on week 2 was the biggest of the lot, and I used to love doing this. Oh man, I used to be absolutely exhausted by the time I finished. I still love this. So I'm not too sure whether I'm going to be able to do all this to start off with. So I'm going to have to start really slow. But hopefully we can get ourselves back to doing this. I even put like weird things like additional workouts. So if I wanted to do a bit more. And then we had a little section where I would create self-care. So we had our self-care there for our days off of our workout, because I used to have 1 day off a week. And then I was quite into this at the time, fitness mantras, so I would have these. And I know that mantras aren't always to people's taste. And I was also at the time studying the Qigong and the various elements of it. So I wrote down all this. And this was my setup for the way I would think when doing my workouts. So this would just give me like a little bit of a boost in positivity if I was struggling. If I was having a day where I felt like I couldn't. We also had a self-esteem journal that I used to do. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I'm still not very well, but I am getting there. So if I do cough a bit, I am sorry. So we used to do this, the self-esteem journal, as I was quite big when I started off. I was about 10.5 stone. And it used to just give me something positive to think about during the day to keep me going. And I was quite into colours and the psychology of it, so I back then wrote quite a bit on that. And I found that to be quite useful. And whether it actually works or not, I think it's like a personal preference. If it works for you, that's good. And it did work for me. So I started getting colours and fitness outfits to match my mood for the day. I also had like this weird battery thing that I created to show me what I was feeling on the day, because I know this is something that a lot of people don't like talking about, but Luna has and still does and fights mental health issues, depression, and this was sort of like a gauging method for me to see how I was feeling for the day and how I could pick myself up. I was also into this as the again, this was like Qigong, Tai Chi and yoga. And these are like some exercises that I learned to do and I wrote so I wouldn't forget. And it helped with depression as well. I also had this one, some quotes that I felt was useful. And I also went for this, which was again to do with Qigong, which is the Noble Eightfold Path, and how to create a wholesome mindset. So this is pretty much a good many pages of the same thing. I also had this, which was some videos that I wrote down that I found on YouTube, which was helpful for the times when I had sports injuries. I used to get quite a lot of problems with my legs because I've got flat feet and I was born with arthritis in my feet, and I do tend to pull my ligaments, tendons and Achilles heel on a regular basis, so there would be times where I wouldn't be able to work out. So I found these where I could sit and just do upper body workouts. Again, I also made a second style of workouts. a fortnightly workout. There's also this story that I've really loved, which I'll probably do a video short on, because this story has a very, very good moral message and is something that does help when you're dealing with very angry peoples. Because on my channel, believe it or not, I have had a couple of, I guess you call trolls, which Luna ignores. She doesn't react to, she doesn't message, she just ignores them. Because as far as Luna's concerned, these people are just expressing their own insecurities, and they're just trying to vent to make themselves feel better. So, you know, I don't bother even acknowledging these people. And yeah, I'm gonna try not to get in trouble with this, but I did for a while research and learn about spiritual in the bedroom department. I can't say that word because obviously YouTube will give me hell. Also, I discovered this thing called a self-care jar, which is really interesting. You get an empty jar, write down your favourite self-care ideas on strips of paper, and then you fill the jar with your ideas. And then when you're feeling down or drained, you just pull one out. And I found that to be quite helpful, especially with depression. I also have some more stuff on Qigong, and I also researched my name back along to see what it meant, so I'll probably do a short on that. And we also done chakra stuff, but that's it for the book. So I cannot wait to be attempting to try and do my exercise like I used to. I absolutely loved and adored my exercise, and I really do miss it. So on that note, I'm probably going to do some more video shorts and just read a few segments out of this book that I feel is interesting and helpful, and I will get on and let you know in another video short later how the getting back to exercise works, and how I say works or worked out, and see where we go if we can get back to how we used to be. So for now, Luna is going to be off and do a couple of video shorts, upload these videos, and attempt to go for it, to do her exercise again. But that being said, I wish you all a wonderful day, and I love you all so much.